Time for Twins Pod. It's gonna be a damn good show. Yeah.
And I was doing comedy, and I was doing comedy everywhere I could. So there was like two groups that split in the comedy faction. There were the communists who wanted to make sure that everybody stopped doing comedy, and then there were people who were actually good at it that were like, "Fuck this," and we kept doing it. But eventually, it got to a point where I realized that I was living in a really dangerous, hostile environment. Like I looked around, and I was like, "Oh, if the order came in." My own neighbors would turn me into a camp. Like I knew that. And I was like, yeah, I got to get the fuck out of here.
Austin is pretty bad too, right? They got a saying down there, Austin, keep Austin weird.
Yeah.
I've been there a couple times and
somebody with his fucking bike almost ran us over.
I mean, how about those fucking scooters, those fucking retarded scooters? I just feel like kicking them, like,
Yeah.
You're a grown man, you're on a scooter. This is what I'm talking. This is the pussification of America.
Right.
They turn every man into a like scooter riding pussy.
Yeah.
Hey,
what got you started in comedy?
People told me I was funny for a long time, and I thought they were retarded because I was like, I'm a woman, so
How can I be funny?
I can't be funny.
Right.
You know what I mean? I never really thought of myself as funny because I always just thought I was making fun of stupid shit, just highlighting stupid shit. You know what I mean? Like I remember I used to teach these classes to like college kids, and they would just be cracking up. And one of the things, like we had to do some problem about cow farts or whatever.
Right.
And I was like, all these vegans were like, the poor cows. I'm like, have you seen a cow? That thing would never survive in the wild. Right. A cow should be grateful we eat it. That's why it's still here. And I just thought that was an obvious thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
yeah, most women don't think like you though.
Yeah.
Like my wife be sharing stuff with me on TikTok. She's laughing and she shows me, I'm like, that's funny.
She showed you stuff.
She showed
and
me things. She's dying laughing. I'm like, that's not funny.
Yeah, I've had that reaction too.
Yeah,
when
really?
women show me things.
Yeah.
Things they like, I'm like, this is. I mean, they watch content like giving them advice about how to get a man, and I'm like, how are you gonna take advice from another retard? Like, that's the blind leading the blind,
right.
Because especially with these women these days who are. I'll just say this. They'll love to call me like a pick-me girl. They're like, you're a pick-me girl. I'm like, I don't have to be a pick-me girl. I get picked all the time. So go fuck yourself, okay? And second of all, you're a pick-me girl, actually. Right? You want to be picked by the woke crowd. You want to be picked by all the other women. So basically, you're a lesbian, right?
Right.
It's since the beginning of time, women have wanted to be picked by good, strong men. You're getting picked by can I say that? I don't know. I just said it.
But you can say it.
You know what I mean? They're getting picked by these beta simp males who will say things like, I'm a feminist too, right? And then you go to the restaurant and you got to split the bill. And you go home, you got to split the rent. And then they don't want to have kids. And then you don't understand why you hate them and you want to kill them.
Right.
It's because you got exactly what you said you wanted, which isn't actually what you wanted.
Right.
So all these women who give advice about how to get men and whatever, a lot of it is just totally misleading.
Yeah.
And what I've noticed is a lot of older feminists won't tell the younger feminists the truth.
Right.
Because misery loves company. They made these decisions. They're clearly mistakes, huge mistakes.
Huge mistakes.
They can't bring themselves to say, that was a mistake. I wish I hadn't done that. Because the pain of that, it threatens to destroy them, Right. And then they have to take something women don't like, personal accountability for the decisions they made. And I was a liberal and I was a feminist and I made mistakes. I look at the shit that I did and I go, this was wrong, Like,
right. Well, you have a brain. You can see these things.
Yeah, but I couldn't see it then because I was brainwashed with everything. And they get you. They hook you in because women are very emotional. We're very compassionate. We have great qualities that are being erased because we're being told we need to be boss bitches and we need to have career. We're being told we have to be men.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah, especially
I'm
in the
a
black
lady.
community. Yeah. I'm
a fucking lady.
Do you think there's a problem with women?
Yeah.
When it comes to voting?
What? Come on. Have you heard nothing that I've said? Here's what I think.
Sometimes I try to check myself. I was like, wait a minute, women can vote. But I was like, man, a lot of pain and suffering is in this country because the way women think, and I don't
Okay, so
get it.
you want women to decide the way that the political sphere should go, and we can't even decide what we want for lunch.
I don't always decide what we're going to order, baby. Like, you decide. I'm like, I have to decide every fucking time.
Yes.
It is crazy.
And it makes us feel safe.
Yeah.
It makes us feel so nice and safe. We're like, okay, that's what we're having. Thank God. There's an adult in the room. And I say this as a woman who's in the public sphere and I talk a lot and all that. And I'm like, I'm not supposed to fucking be here. I'm supposed to be in a kitchen somewhere having babies and being like, hey, well, let's make a little anti-Semite of you. You know, that's what I'm supposed to be doing. You know, don't play with the black kids after 13. You know, that's what I'm supposed to be doing. You know,
Do you think women are capable of leading though?
no.
No.
I don't think so. And I don't mean this to disparage them at all. I think maybe some women, look, there's a few of us who have a brain.
The 1%.
The 1%. Maybe there are some, you know, like there
Right,
are some
yeah.
very talented, incredibly intelligent women who've invented things and created things, but that is not the vast majority. And you can see it in the way that they vote as a block. You know, it's very similar to the way black people vote as a block.
Yeah.
They don't.
There's no helping black folks. Yeah, everybody's stupid. The men and the women.
Well, see, I didn't say they should vote. But my opinion is, like, I know myself as a woman, right?
Yeah.
I have to make decisions a lot one of the time. I always check with a man I respect. I will check with, you know, my fiance. I might check with one of my brothers. I won't check with my dad because I said I'd check with men I respect. And it's a joke. Sorry, Dad. But I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Everything I said is a joke. I didn't mean any of it. The Jews are great. But I will do that because I don't feel sure, you know. But I don't totally abdicate responsibility. Like, I'll check with them and kind of check in and see, does that line up? And sometimes I will go, that's not the right decision, and I know it, and I'll go the other way. But I need that to know it's not the right decision, you know. And that I don't know if that's because I was beat or because I'm a woman. So it's hard for me to tell you why that is.
Yeah.
But the other part too that you have to realize is, you know, there's something that is true about us in the world. We don't have the physical capability to defend ourselves against the majority of threats. Right? I mean, if I lived in a society of Indian men, I would have the ability to protect myself against physical threats. But I don't.
Right.
So, you know, when we make decisions that involve using physical aggression, we're making decisions for you guys to do that. And it's not going to be weighed the same.
Hey, you have a lot of Indian jokes.
I do.
Go ahead. Yeah, what did you think about when Trump was shot at and those two women in front of him?
What the fuck were we doing? First of all, why do we have fat lesbians protecting him who are like fucking Oompa Loompas? There are big bitches who could. One of them was my flight attendant recently. This bitch was like 6'5". Easily 300 pounds. Her whole body could have just taken the bullets for him, and she would have been fine.
I can understand.
You can understand what?
In the Secret Service, if you're female, if you're tall, 6'3", 180 pounds.
You're built.
You're built.
And you're the top 3%.
Maybe you're in mixed martial arts.
Yeah.
You can kick men's ass, but those women was not it. They should have never been. Yeah.
It's DI the whole way.
First of all, why would you hire them when men exist?
Right.
You guys would have done a better job.
And I'm 50.
I'm serious.
Right.
You know, like
I could did a better job than those ladies with no training.
I know.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. And I'm like, I don't even know where the fuck. Why they all look like that too? Like, I remember that female cop recently who fucked up all the dudes on her squad.
Yeah,
she looked like one of the security people. I'm like, what is this fucking physiognomy of this that's got to. But yeah, like, I had to hire private security recently. I do that now because I get death threats.
Wow.
I'm
You gonna
like,
hire a woman?
hell no.
This is your security right here.
Yeah, hell no.
That is nuts.
This chick is the best.
That doesn't make any
That's
sense.
the chick I was talking about.
Yeah.
That's
He's
it.
very lucky to be alive. And the woman that was running the Secret Service was a woman. She had to actually step down because how can you be so incompetent? You let somebody climb a roof of a building
That's her,
for
right?
clear view
Yeah,
of
that's
sight.
her.
That's her.
That's
Yeah,
her.
they all look like this. You're right, Leonardo.
Yeah, they all got like a thyroid problem. I don't know what the hell's going on. What is going on? Like, get your shit in order, man. You're stressed out because you're not supposed to be doing this. You're supposed to be home baking fucking cookies, knitting something, taking care of your grandkids. Not out here doing this shit. Like, most women don't need to be doing stand-up comedy, you know? I do it just because I'm like, there's something wrong with me.
Hey everybody, it's your only 2 favorite black guys, and we got a new favorite giveaway. This Jeep Rubicon, candy apple red. Yeah, lifted. Yeah, fully loaded. Hey fellas, women love Jeeps. This is crazy. And the reason why we do this, because y'all support us. So we're gonna support you. You know, we're some good guys. Even if we are black, we like to give back. Y'all support us, so we give back to y'all. Who else doing this? Ain't nobody doing that. But y'all are paying my bills, I ain't gonna lie. Y'all want me on food stamps all like all the rest of them niggas? I'm working for my money. Go to officialhodgetwins.com. Anything you buy on our site, get you automatically entered to win all our giveaways. No purchase necessary. All employee prohibited. See official rules for details. Yeah.